another adventure. This time we're going to try and summit Trapper Peak in the southern Bitterroots. We have an elk on the road, a bull. Beautiful creature. One of his antlers is broken. Here we are at the trailhead. It's about 7:40 in the morning, 47 degrees. Not a soul here. Montana, dead of summer. Gotta love it. All right, so we're going to hike up to Trapper Peak today in the Selway Bitterroot Wilderness. About 10,157 feet at the summit. And we're at about, I don't know, I think it said 6,380 feet here. So we have quite a climb. We're about a third of the mile way in. We're in subalpine forest, climbing steadily. We'll be out of the forest relatively quickly, about 2.5 miles. Then we'll get into the alpine zone, above tree line, sort of tundra. So that'll be cool. It's nice and cool. Very good hiking weather right now. We've got about 3,800 feet elevation gain in about 4 miles. So this is fairly steep hike. Just beautiful terrain in the first mile. Nice subalpine forest. The trails out in the Bitterroot are much more forgiving than out in the Bob. There's a little more dirt and less loose rock. The smells are fabulous. I have to say, I love the Bob. I think it's the most wild place in the lower 48. But the Bitterroots really capture much of what I like about the mountains. Trees are thinning out a little bit and they're getting a little smaller. Skies are clearing a bit to the south, but to the northwest where I'm headed is still a bit cloudy. Come on, Wolfie, let's go. We're about 2 miles in, 8,000 feet. What a spectacular place. Just love it out here. It's very much like the Selkirks in northern Idaho. Similar terrain, and the trails are just in perfect condition. A lot of dirt, not a lot of loose rock, so you can get a rhythm even though it's quite steep. Still a little bit of haze, but better than it has been. That's looking south over the Bitterroot. That's looking west, deep into the Bitterroot, Lewis and Clark terrain. Lolo Pass is somewhere right up there. We're moving right along, a little over 9,000 feet, 3 miles in. Pleasurable hike, nice and steep. Really opening up now. Winter must be rough up here. Damn. So peaceful. we're just hitting tree line. This is pretty sweet. Got some mountains to the west, and then look at, we just start getting this alpine tundra, much fewer trees and much smaller trees, little crumholts. This section must avalanche, and we're getting toward the cairns where we'll follow our trail via those. Yeah, nice cool breeze up here. Wolfie's loving this. The heat really takes a toll on him, so this is much better. Hiking season in western Montana this year has been pretty crappy due to the smoke and the temperatures. There were 27 days in the Missoula area over 94 degrees in the month of July. That's just not conducive to hiking for this big man. Attaboy, Bruiser. We're about 9,600 feet. There's a bit of cloud cover up here. There was no mention of any electrical storms, so we'll hope that's the case. I wouldn't want to get caught in a thunderstorm up here. There's not a whole lot of cover anywhere. Oh, this is getting pretty sketchy. It's a little better now. We were sort of hanging over that abyss there a few moments ago, but this shouldn't be too bad. Still working our way up. This is pretty rough for the dog. This is one instance where 2 legs is better than 4. I can just pick rocks and jump from rock to rock. He's having more difficulty, and he abrades his body. But he's doing good. Right, big boy? You're doing so good. Oh yeah. We're almost there. And this is Trapper Peak. It's much more imposing when you see it from Highway 93. It's an impressive peak. We made it. Summit of Trapper Peak, 10,157 feet. That was rough getting up here. It's just hard on the dog. But he was a trooper, or was he a trapper? This low cloud ceiling. Here's another USGS marker. Now this one says 10,157 feet above sea level. Man, that is some verticality. Whew. Okay, we've got to sit Wolfie right on the summit of Trapper Peak. He's even on the summit marker. Nice work, big man. What a trooper. I'm guessing that peak right there is North Trapper. Well, that's it for another day in the woods. Trapper Peak. For those who are looking to get a good look into the interior of the Bitterroot Mountains, that's a good option. Just make sure you bring a fair amount of water. There isn't any on the trail, and in the early season you probably can get water out of a snowfield, but at this time in mid-August almost, there's none. And the talus at the top's pretty rough. Take your time on it. Until next time.